Welcome students. In last period we have seen flowchart symbols. So flowchart symbols which we have seen, two flowchart symbols I think remaining. Next flowchart symbol is loop symbol. Loop symbol. So question arises, what is it by loop? So loop is a process. Whenever particular activity is to be performed for more than one time, we can establish a loop in a program and obviously in a flowchart. Now you see, program that is set of instructions which can be given to computer in order to solve the problem. So suppose we read the set of instructions. 7 instructions are there, suppose. So natural flow of program is sequential. That is, instruction number 1 will be executed first, then second, then third. This is called as a natural flow of program execution. Natural flow of program execution. So natural flow of program execution is sequential, chronological order, but every programming language gives us such statement by which we can divert the flow of execution again upside. Naturally it will come downside. Again by using the statement. Which statement? See, go to is there. Go to. Go to where? Go to suppose instruction number 1. Now here is the instruction. Next instruction. Third instruction. So natural flow of program is sequential, that is top to bottom. Top to bottom. Natural flow of program. So instruction number 1 will execute first, then second instruction, then third, and at the fourth there is an instruction called go to, which divert the control again at instruction number 1. So what will happen? Again 1, 2, 3 will be executed and go to 1. Again control will be diverted. You see, natural flow of program execution is what? Top to bottom. Take the example of the water tank on the terrace. On the terrace there is a water tank in which we want to deposit the water from ground floor. So we have to use pump, motor that will lift the water upside and will deposit into the tank. But when you want to take the water from tank to ground floor, we need not any motor. Why? Because natural flow of water is also top to bottom. Yes, to deposit the water we require the motor. Similarly, natural flow of program is sequential, but to divert the control again we require the go to statement. Go to 1, upside. It will come downside. Go to 1. Again it will come downside. So what will happen? Instruction number 1, instruction number 2, instruction number 3 will be repeated. And program will never come to 5, 6 or 7. Never it will come. Why? Because instruction number 1 is executed, 2 is executed, 3 is executed, and the 4th it is diverting the control back to again 1, 2, 3. Again go 1, 2, 3. Again go. So it will never come to the instruction number 5, 6 and 7. So this will become infinite and it is called as a loop. Loop. So loop is a such process which begins at one point, again go to same point, again come to the downside, again go to the upside. That is what is the loop. So it becomes the infinite loop. So can you make it finite? Yes, we can make it finite. How? We are sending the control back to upside, go to 1. 1, 2, 3, go to 1. We are sending the control back. So while sending the control back, we will have one counter to count. And before we send the control back to the instruction number 1 by using go to statement, we will verify, we will check the counter. Take example. Read 10 different numbers. Read 10 different numbers and print its sum. Print its sum. Now look at the task. Read 10 different numbers and print its sum. So we know that computer is a machine and computer is not going to read the 10 different numbers by its own. Rather, we have to write the instruction to computer to demand the number. Then computer will demand the number. Computer is not going to do any activity by its own. So it is us who give the instruction to computer. Read n. Then computer will read. We will provide it by keyboard, it will read. So unless until we give the instruction read, it is not going to read. So you can say for 10 different numbers, 10 times read we have to write. But by using the loop, we can repeat it. Instruction number 1, 2. Read n. To whom we are instructing? We are instructing to computer. What we are instructing to computer? Read the value from keyboard. We are there to provide the value from keyboard. So whatever the value we will provide at runtime, it will be available in n. So as soon as it is available in n, we will give s is equal to s plus n, where s is equal to 0. What exactly by s is equal to 0? Take s as a, consider s as an empty container. First you have inputted 10, next time 2, 3. So container will have the sum. Or take the example. Suppose you have been asked, you have been ordered to go to the bank for 10 days and deposit the money. And today is your first time. So how much money is there in your account? 0. Because for 10 days you are going to bank to deposit the money. And today is your first day. Then currently your account is having 0. But when you go to the bank for first time, so your money will be added in 0 and new amount will be generated. That is balance. That's why we can say balance is equal to balance plus first deposit. When next deposit comes, second day, balance is equal to balance plus deposit. Similarly, s is equal to s plus n. If s is kept 0, first n will be added, it will become the sum. Next n will be added, that will become the sum. That's why s is equal to s plus n. First day your bank balance was 0. When you went first time and deposited suppose 100 rupees. So 0 plus 100, that is your balance. Next day you went and deposited 200 rupees. So 100 yesterday was, today 200, 300 is balance. Similarly, each n will be added. But once a number is taken and added in n, we are going to take the counter. Counter is essential. Why? Because we have seen simply go to, it will create the infinite loop. We don't want infinite loop, we know finite, we want finite loop for 10 times. So I is equal to 1, read n, s is equal to s plus n, and increment the value of I by 1. I is equal to I plus 1. This is called as the increment. What exactly mean by increment? Increment means I was 1 plus 1, now I become 2. So we'll ask the computer whether I is still smaller than or equal to 10. If yes, if I is smaller than or equal to 10, then go to send the control back. By using this go to instruction, we are sending the control back. Where? Read here. Else, now what will happen? You see, the value of I is 1, s is equal to 0. Read n. Computer will demand the number. We will give. Suppose n is equal to 8. So n is equal to 8. First n. So s is equal to s plus 0. Sorry, s is equal to s plus n. It means 0 plus 8. New 8 will be there. And value of I will become 2. If I is smaller than 10, yes, then go to 2. Again do it again. Next time, n is equal to 12. So 8 plus 12, it becomes 20. I is equal to I plus 1. I become 3. So it will continue. Read n, add n into s, increment n. Verify, check whether I become smaller than or equal to 10. If yes, go to 2. Again read it. So this we call as a loop. So suppose 10 times loop is repeated, and when value of I becomes 10, it is the last time. I is equal to I plus 1, I become 11. I become 11. At that time, if I is smaller than or equal to 10, so it will say no. If no, it will not go to 2, rather it will print. Yes. 6, stop. Now we will draw a flowchart. Process. Read. And again process. Increment. I is equal to I plus 1. Now diamond. Question is there. If I is smaller than or equal to 10? Question mark. So if yes, you are sending. Yes. Where you are sending? Read. Where the read is? This is the flow. So you are sending the control back. And if no, you are sending to print. And stop. So what we have done? Now you can see here. Start. What we have done? We have established a loop. How long? 10 times. But to repeat, to construct the loop, we require one counter, which was initialized at 1. Initialization. After every read and add, this is increment, and this one is the condition. So here, no doubt, we are successful in constructing or establishing a loop, and for 10 times. But we require 3 things. Initialization of I to 1. After the activity of read n, add n, we increment the value of I by 1, counter is incremented by 1. We check the condition whether I becomes smaller than or equal to 10, then we are seeing. So, read n, add n. Read n, add n. Once the read n and add n is finished, we increment the value of I by 1. We verify that whether I becomes smaller than or equal to 10, and we send the control back to 2. So, the loop is established, no doubt. Loop is established for perfectly 10 times, no doubt. But for that, we require one more activity. Read n and add n will be happen, no doubt. But we have to take one variable to 1, increment by 1 condition. Instead of that, we can instruct computer at very beginning. What is that? For what? For I is equal to 1 to 10. Here we are instructing value of I is 1. Read n, yes is equal to s plus n. Increment the value of I. Whether it become 10, no, then go. It means apart from our read and add activity, we are having one more activity, that is incrementing the counter by 1 to reach 10, and every time we are asking the question to verify whether I is still, counter is still smaller than or equal to 10 or not. Instead of that, I can't instruct computer. I, the value of I is 1, and unless until it become 10, you repeat the thing. So this is the loop simple. Here, read n, yes is equal to s plus n. And once read n, yes is equal to s plus n is over, here you can see. Next time. What is in my next time? Obviously, the value of I is 1. Read n, yes is equal to s plus n. Next I is 2. So go to outside. Come downside. So when value of I will reach 10, it will come downside. It will print, yes, and stop. This is the start. So look at this. In both the flowchart, loop is established. But here, initialization, activity, counter is incremented by 1, question is asked, if yes, then here, already told. So this is called a loop symbol which we have seen today. So I think you have got the loop symbol, and more programs we are going to see when to use for or when to use decision making and looping. This is only looping. This is decision making and looping. So we will clarify when to use decision making and looping and when to establish a loop. So in next we will see. Thank you.